I'm so excited to see so many people here for the purpose of liberating Mumia Abu-Jamal. When Mumia and I wrote that book, I hadn't met Mumia, and to me, he was just a case. He was a case that I've been working on since I was a kid. He was a cause, he was a struggle, he was something worth working on. But for the last 2-3 years, I've had the opportunity to spend time with Mumia. Needs him home, and someone whose community needs him to be home. So easily we make these people into cases, but these are people. We cannot allow the state to turn these people into objects, these people into chattel. It is our responsibility to keep the spotlight on that fundamental sense of humanity. And that's what we're here to do tonight, to remind the world that those people who are in cages and dungeons, not just in the United States, but in Guantanamo, all around the globe, in fact, those individuals are in fact human beings. Yay! Political prisoners. And when I say political prisoners, I'm saying every black body caged in the United States of America is a political prisoner. So what do? We can leave here feeling good, we can leave here feeling happy, we can even shout. But that ain't gonna liberate political prisoners, that's not gonna get the work done. We need to do something else. What is the next stage? I'm gonna take my seat in a minute, but I want us to talk about what do we do when we leave here, family? The first thing we must do is ask different questions. We can open up the Philadelphia Daily News and see Seth Williams and say, oh my God, Seth Williams got some religion. Seth Williams got some heart. Seth Williams got a conscience and he decided to stop pursuing it. You can even believe his press release and say he didn't want to bog down the courts anymore. They've been fighting for Mumia's execution for 30 years. He took another 180 days with a bottle of no! The state doesn't have feelings, it has interests. With 2.5 million black bodies incarcerated. When there were only 250,000 incarcerated in 1967, even 1970, how do we increase the prison population tenfold? Do we create a generation of criminals? Or do we create a state that's committed to criminalizing black bodies? We have to stop that. We look at drug use, we look at all these so-called social crimes. I teach at Columbia University. If I went to my campus right now, you know how many people I could arrest for public drunkenness, disorderly conduct, simple possession of marijuana? Most of them. Including some of the faculty. Don't check my top drawer, that's all I'm saying. But we ain't looking there. 70% of New York State prisoners come from 3 counties, and it ain't Westchester. We have to change the logic of the day that says that black bodies are worthy of incarceration, containment, and even lethal force. We have to change that by asking different questions. Stop asking what it means to drive while black and start asking what it means to patrol while racist. Ask a different question. Ask dangerous and counterintuitive questions. It's not just the white folk. Go all the way down to DC and ask the same question to the Negro in charge. Allegedly. We must ask, but once we ask these critical questions, we must place them squarely on the laps of people with power. That means we must act bravely. We must organize. We must continue to struggle around this country. We have 50 black people in 25 organizations. Everybody president and vice president. We must begin to come together. Don't just build organizations, join organizations. Sacrifice for organizations, work for organizations, even if you don't get the microphone, family. there was a time